Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. This morning we are talking health, wellness, and of course, fitness. He is an incredible trainer that trains at a B-Fit Gym, and his business, Built Different Training Company, is on and popping. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Kendall Robinson on the show.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you.
He is a part of Ascent Consultants, Mr. Matt Beckmann.
Beckmann. Pleasure to
Excuse
be here.
me, I was looking at the small handwriting there. Who wrote this, Ken?
No, he wrote it.
And she is a part of Empowerment Fitness Lab. Alicia Tillman is on.
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good.
I can't wait till Alicia talks. Alicia has an amazing voice. I love
Sure.
Alicia's voice. Sorry how I just dropped that down like I'm in a quiet storm. But no. Guys, welcome. Thank you for coming on. It is a new year, and at the top of the year, everybody has in their mind to get right and get fit and change lives. New year, new me, BS, all that.
I'm be a better person.
However, there are some people have misconceptions about fitness, health, and wellness. For you guys, since you all professionals, what are some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to someone who is just now starting to work out, or they want to lose weight, or they want to bulk up? What are some of the things that they do wrong off top normally? I
can say the first thing I think people do wrong is they try to use a bunch of supplements to try to take care of anything, to try to take care of anything rather than eating food, proper nutrition before they even get weight, start lifting weights or start doing anything. They just, first thing they want to do is put something else inside their body. Like, you don't even know what your body can do yet.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Fad diets.
Fad.
They realize that it's either they don't really realize that food has a lot to do with it, and they're just like, oh, let me work out 80 times a week, but then still eat like crap. And then they realize, or I'm going to try the Beyonce diet or the quick fix, where everything is like, okay, I have to get slim in 30 days.
Right.
And I'm just going to not eat.
Yeah.
And actually not eating as a personal person, somebody that has done that personally, it's not the way to do it. Because nutrition is a huge part of it. That can actually give you a lot more results than just the physical exercise.
So, Matt, that's probably the thing when I see people at the gym a year, 2 years, and their body has not changed. I mean, like that whatever in the middle is still sitting there. It ain't gone down. You know what I mean? That back doesn't have a shred of any form of muscle. So is it the food?
Diet's consistently going to be, 2/3 to 3/4 of, the success of your regimen. So eating proper macros, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, getting those in order, timing your diet. I know, before workouts, after workouts, very important. And the other thing you mentioned, though, it's critical, is form. I mean, you get in and you don't know what you're doing. You hurt yourself. Those goals are out the window until you recover. And, so make sure that you're talking with the right people, understanding not just your goals, but how to get there. What am I trying to achieve? You said bulking up. Great. I need to learn how to lift. I need to learn how to use machines. Slimming down. I need to get my diet right. Need to understand, proper rest, recovery, things like that.
Yeah. When Ken worked at his old gym, one of our first conversations, and I remember him telling me, like, oh, like, you can bulk up. You just got to be comfortable with not having your six-pack. And I was like, let me think about that for a minute, because I've had this waist like my entire life. And so to see something on it, even though a man of my age, it should be way further than what it is. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to give up the 6 to have bigger legs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you gotta get that surplus. You have to be in a surplus. And in order to be in that surplus, in order to grow, you're going to sacrifice those cuts for a little while. That's why they say, summer bodies made in the winter. That's where that kind of comes from, because you're covered up in the winter time. So it's, you're not going to have to worry about showing the six-pack as much. So that's when you put on your weight, and then you start trimming it down, and then summertime comes around, and now you're the same shape, just bigger.
Oh, can I tell, like, my personal story with Ken?
Yeah.
So I went to him. He's my trainer as well, and my goals was just to be bad. I wanted to be bad. Like I wanted to stunt on. I know this is Sunday, but but the hoes.
These hoes.
The hoes needed to be stunted on. I don't even know where the hoes were going to be at, but I know where I was going to be. They were going to be stunted.
Right.
It was like, oh, and I don't even know what stunted means. But anyway, so we were working out, and like I've been an athlete my whole life, work out, do all of that. So it wasn't nothing crazy, but I got really slim, which I really wanted to be. And I got my abs showing, I got the curves, I got the little V, I got everything, but my butt left.
Oh.
So my butt left. So I got abs, I got everything else, super great, except my butt just like disappeared.
Was it extended back, or you still had a little lump? It was a little booty matters.
It was a little something,
okay.
but it wasn't
booties
what
matter.
Hey man, the genetically enhanced women are coming up these days, man. Like I can't even
a
compare.
tablespoon to a teaspoon.
Well, I'm saying,
Okay.
So anyway, so I was like, man, I want this butt. And then one of my best friends, she goes to him as well, and she got a big butt. Her goal was like, I just need a butt. And she was like, you wanted to stud on the hoes. I wanted the butt. I was like, how do I get a butt? And his first thing was like, you don't eat enough. And I was like, yes, I do. I clearly don't. I maybe will eat once or twice a day, and I'm already vegetarian, so I don't eat a lot of food anyway. And mostly kale.
A lot of kale.
So kale is not a good butt builder. But it's great for anything else. # kale. But,
I love her.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get a bigger butt. He was like, you got to start eating. You got to start eating. And so later last year, luckily winter happened, and I was able to eat more food. I gained a little bit of weight. I lost my abs for a little bit. I was filling out some stuff. Little stuff got a little tight. But as we're working on it to slim all of that down, now I have a lot more to play with, and now my butt's a lot bigger, and I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's what's up. And I'm so glad that you mentioned it. But you're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Kendall Robinson, Matt Beckmann, and Alicia Tillman. We're talking health and wellness and all of that. And speaking of booties, I learned that the butt is the largest muscle, and that if you have weak glutes, that equates to weak knees when you're squatting. Is that true? I read that a weak glute will cause you to have pain in your knees when you squat.
Maybe not directly, but I mean, you used to remember the song, your hip bone connected to the knee.
Right, and that's what I started thinking about when I read that.
It's just like that. Like, it's connected. A lot of times people have low back problems, and they go to a masseuse, and they're getting their back rubbed out and rubbed out and rubbed out. But the whole time is your glutes are tight, or your hamstrings are tight, or the problem is coming from somewhere else. You're treating a symptom, not the problem.
Yes.
And so getting in with somebody, a fitness professional, or like either one of these two, a yoga instructor, or somebody who knows the body and knows the recovery, and because a lot of people just work out, but you don't do anything afterwards. Like, but you never let your body rest. Like, that's when all the recovery happens. That's when all the growth happens. So, so tight glutes or weak glutes can definitely lead to issues with your knees or something like that in times of trying to stabilize the weight some kind of way, whether it's heavy weight or just like he was talking about form.
Overcompensation for something. So if something is not working, something else has to pick up the slack of that. So if your butt doesn't work, then that means your hamstrings or your quads are going to be working overtime, and that's going to affect the knee joints, or it's going to affect the calf, or it's going to affect the toes or the foot, or all of that's going to be. You have to think of your body as a machine. So like your car, if your radiator don't work, something else gonna work. If your engine don't work, something else is gonna break it down. Right. And it's like all of these different things that it's a very, amazing thing that we have that our bodies are. It's just like it's an amazing machine. And so if something breaks down, something's gonna overcompensate to kind of help fix it. And so you have to identify the problem, which we said, not just some of the symptoms of the problem.
Indeed. Every year for the last, I feel like probably over the last 10 years. Every year there's a new superfood or just some new fitness, health, fad. Hashtag kale was it for a year. I remember it being blueberries for a minute. Then it was, what was it? What'd you say?
I said blueberries are delicious.
Oh, yes, I love blueberries. But like there was a certain superfood. There was a certain superfood that kept getting pushed by the masses. And I personally don't subscribe to any of these fad diets or quick ones? Because like right now, there's a bunch of them like keto and I don't know. Run the list.
Keto,
The
Atkins.
Daniel Fast thing.
The
Isn't that one? Daniel Fast?
Daniels, Atkins.
Zone from back in the day.
There's
Paleo has been a long running
paleo.
one. Yeah.
Vegan is its own thing, but vegan, vegetarian. Was it? I heard one girl. She says no. Oh, the fasting.
Oh,
Intermittent
is
fasting is
intermittent
one.
fasting, okay.
One girl only eats green things. That I met, and I was like, that seems weird because food coloring, but okay.
Yeah.
And
So as professionals, how do you all feel about that? Do you suggest those to your clients, or would you just rather them, stick with you and do what I say and forget these fads?
Just not having a nutrition background, not registered dietitian or a licensed dietitian or anything like that. You have to be really careful because the way food interacts with the body is different for every individual. So if I'm giving just very general advice, I'm going to tell you to find lean proteins, whole fruits, whole vegetables, whole grains, and build your diet around that. Healthy fats, things like that. Avoid your refined foods, deep fried stuff, make it an occasional cheat meal. I love my pizza and my donuts, but, you got to sacrifice one or the other. Is it your fitness goals or is it, that extra enjoyment at
That's
mealtime?
funny. I just saw a tweet from a coworker. It was like, Whataburger or lose weight? Decisions.
That's really how it is.
Yeah.
And like he was saying, just you keep it very general, but I mean, let's be honest. Google works for everybody. Everybody pretty much knows the good food and bad food. You know what's fried. You know fried foods are bad for you.
Right.
You know pizza and donuts are bad for you.
Right.
You know vegetables are good for you.
Right.
Now you want to get specific in terms of what to eat when and all that kind of stuff. Now that's
There's a whole nother
that's a whole different
thing
issue.
to
But
unpack. Yeah.
I mean, people come. Well, I don't know what I should be eating. Yes, you do. Everybody knows what you should be eating. Now you may not know how much you should be eating, and I think that's a bigger question: is versus what should I be eating versus how much of it should I be eating?
yes, yes, but you should be eating. I have to stress that.
Yes.
Like I have to stress that. Well,
You
I'm
will
just
be
not gonna
eating
eat
something.
because then you're gonna pass out by like 3:00, and you're gonna be like, "Why am I so tired?" It's like because you have no nutrients in your body
And no gains.
and no
No
gains or
food,
anything.
There's nothing to rebuild.
There's
out of.
nothing
Yes,
to
but
rebuild. Yeah.
There's a lot of meal prep companies. There's dietitians. There's a whole bunch of different outlets that you can. And if you're a good trainer, you're going to be able to recommend somebody to that. And the one thing is that we want to make sure people, especially in the fitness professionals, get away from is don't tell people things that you don't necessarily know. Right? So like if somebody asks me about so-and-so, and I don't know, I'm not going to give you an answer because at the same time, every person is going to, just like you think your trainer knows what's best for you, somebody thinks that I know what's best for them. And we have an obligation as fitness professionals to make sure that we're leading people in the right way. So just like you said, everything works different. So what he eats, I can't we've all ate together many times. There's sometimes I can eat the same amount of food they can, and sometimes I couldn't eat that because I literally would be in a food coma for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And so for him to only recommend things that he's personally eaten or things how he eats would be a discredit to his profession and to me as a client because that's not how I process things. At the same time, what's your goals? If your goal is to lean out versus your goals to bulk up, if you're 300 pounds trying to get to 200 pounds versus your 97 pounds trying to get to 150. We have a whole other different thing. And if we can
Or you're
work
155 trying to get to about
Yeah, man.
165,
that makes me
170.
well, I'm 150.
it's
I'm
a
155 too. But yeah.
It's a copycat thing. A lot of people, you see some guy, that his body looks a certain way, and you see him eating something, so you think, well, I got to eat that to get the way he does.
Right.
You don't know
Everybody's
his
different.
goals. You don't know his genetics. You don't know his background. Like me, I'm a lifetime athlete since I was a little kid, whether it was, martial arts, playing basketball, playing football, playing like always in a sport. I wasn't necessarily in the gym working out, always active though.
Right.
And then, even through the military, everything. And so now, being that I'm working out, lifting weights full time and stuff like that, somebody comes up to me new, what do you do? Or, I only may do 4 exercises in a day. And it's like, well, I don't only have to do 4. You may have to do something a little
more.
different because you're starting from a different place. Like, understand where you're at in this, in
And I
this
think
race.
genetics play a
And be
lot
patient.
too,
Big
because
time.
like, for example, everybody hates me. Talk about everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris.
I don't even know
For
why,
real.
but I probably hate you too.
Because I'm a man of a certain age and I still look like this. My body still looks like this. My brothers are like, you're an anomaly. Like you eat like trash. And
Oh, nah, I
yet,
hate you, bro.
I mean, you're consistent,
goes.
like you're consistent and disciplined when it
is why
comes to
people hate
working
you.
out, but you eat trash, sleep on it, and you still have this
All women hate you.
action figure body.
All of us.
And I'm just like, yo, it's genes. Like I
Yes.
really thought, like when I was 25, like the doctor was like, oh, it'll pick up by the time you get 30. 30 came, I was still the same. I was like, oh, by the time I get 35, I'm like full grown man. Like I'm gonna be 35 came, and I was just like, well,
This
this is me.
This is me.
This is it.
Yep.
This is it. So wow.
It plays
That's
into it.
good.
And the one thing that I think is
Oh shit.
helping and hurting the fitness industry is Instagram.
Mm.
Instagram is either it can be a big help, but most of the time it's not. So you have people that my favorite one is and those that were big and got small and they did their own process and now they
And
are
now they trying to
certified and they
figure
can turn everybody's body into their dream body. And all they're gonna do is pretty much replicate what they did, even though they don't
Right.
understand how everybody's different. The genetics that play. They may not understand that, you know, they came from a family of athletes and they just happen to be the one that just didn't get that. And they worked real hard to get to where they're going. And so that in some parts of their genes may be able to kick in and somebody else doesn't have that same thing. And that could be nutrition. That can be form. If I see another booty video, like I have no idea how people get. And the thing is, it's like followers doesn't equate knowledge or legitimacy. And so they're like, well, I saw this. If I have another person coming to me, like I saw this on Instagram, and it's like, why would you like? I'd be looking like we literally go through Instagram and be just like, why is this? It's not even a thing.
Well, why does that person have credibility? You know, what
'Cause-
what education, what training,
Right.
what actual applicable knowledge do they have? Where do you understand exercise programming? Do you understand, contraindications and mobility issues? If you've never encountered that and you try to coach a client who may have those, you're doing a major disservice to the industry, as you said, but you're also likely doing a major disservice to that client because they're going to wind up injured and they're certainly not going to hit their goals.
And then they're gonna sue you.
But they got lime green biker shorts on, so that's all that mattered.
I mean, like to piggyback on what Matt is saying, you get people on here that they look good, so people listen to them because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I want to look like you." Well, they don't know that, like you, they don't know that you've looked this way your whole life. So you may not be able to coach somebody in how to do it. You just know what you do, and so that's what it is. Like you see a lot of people who they just think, "I can't find nothing else to do. Well, I'll just be a trainer because I have a nice body." And it's like, yeah,
doesn't
but
work like
you've
that.
always had that nice body. It doesn't like just what works for you does not necessarily going to work for anybody
everybody
else.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
you're just trying to throw that at somebody's like, I feel more sorry for the people who believe it than for the people who are
doing it.
spending this money and stuff like that because it's like they're getting gypped and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
And by the time they figure it out, they've spent X amount of dollars, and
Right.
then 2 years later, they're looking in the mirror like, I lost an inch, but that was on
That was
accident.
it.
So,
Right,
wait,
right.
the funny-
What the what?
The funniest thing I can think of is like Beyonce, right? So Beyonce. Say if I was like, I want to look like Beyonce, right? So what if Beyonce was like, hey, let me train you, like personal training, right? And
would do
because
it?
she's Beyonce.
Now, which Beyonce is it? Is it
All of them.
Barbie?
No, this is
fit
all
Beyonce,
Beyonce.
or
No,
is
this is regular.
is this
Beyonce
thick
right now.
Houston, Texas Beyonce?
This is regular Beyonce right
Okay,
now.
just
Right now.
regular.
All
Okay, right now
Y'all
Beyonce.
don't
Right now,
come
Beyonce.
For us. The Hive don't come for us.
No. I'm part.
You
I
mean
am.
we
all-
love-
no,
no.
you mean
I'm
all
boo-boo. I am.
Beyonces,
I am
y'all.
a card wielding member of the Beehive.
Me
What I'm
too.
saying.
I
Let me
am-
get
I
to
am
my.
a
let me-
Beehive
That's what
boy,
I'm saying.
or whatever they call them.
They know me. I got them on dial, speed dial. Okay, so if Beyonce was like, okay, I'm gonna train you, right? And because Beyonce looks the way Beyonce does, you're gonna be like, yes, because I'm gonna look like Beyonce because Beyonce's training me. They don't realize that, like for example, for me, I have a trainer. I teach 10 cycle classes a week. I do 15 yoga classes. I run. I do all this stuff like that. It's not just this one workout that I'm telling you is going to get there. And so it's misleading to people, especially people that do have better genetics or they do have the aesthetic look that people look for. They're just like, they're like, oh yeah, well, because you look like that, I know that you can make me look like that. And like you said, genetics. So somebody's gonna ask you in the gym, be like, hey man, train me, because you got abs and everything like that. And you're like, well, this is just how I'm made. And so the people that, may not be as honest are gonna be like, yeah, I got you. And we're gonna just
People
we're just gonna
ask
do
me
what
that
I do.
all the time, and I'm
and
like,
it's like you don't realize.
it's genetics.
Yeah, Beyonce has a whole team of dietitians, nutritionists, personal trainers, and
Right,
staff, and
right.
everything like
Chef.
that. Just a chef at the highest level to look like that. Like I want to look like LeBron. LeBron is LeBron. That's a whole different thing.
$1 million
And
a year.
that's $1 million a year for him to do and perform and look like what he does. And it's like you got to start taking, like for the Instagram people and for just the people that are broadcast, you got to show everything. You can't just show, oh yeah, I'm in the gym.
Right.
Like, nah. Like, you have to remember. I want to see the time where you crashed because you were eating only sweet potatoes and chicken and rice for 4 weeks, and for you to prepare for a bodybuilding show. Yeah. And that's real. Like, people see the end of it, they don't see the whole process.
The whole process of it. Yeah. Well, listen. Shout out all of you all's social and businesses, so people can get right. Start with you, Matt.
All right. So my name is Matt Beckmann. I am the founder and director for Ascent Consultants. We do business consulting, professional coaching, and I am also a yoga instructor as well.
Indeed.
Kendall Robinson. I can be at Spartakin or at Spartakin _ actually, or at Built Different __. That's more so my training page and stuff. I'm a personal trainer.
Why am I just now getting that? At Spartakin.
See, that's the one I follow. I don't follow. I have the Built Different one, but I talk about it.
Built Different.
My name is Alicia Tillman. I am at Awkward Yoga Girl, like Awkward Turtle, and I am the general manager, lead trainer, and pretty much everything else at Empower Fitness Lab in the Heights. Come holler at me. Come take Cycle Yoga Hit. We'll get you right.
Indeed.
Real right.
Listen, thank you all for coming on. This is the last segment and the last episode of Access Houston. So yeah, the show's going in a different direction. So next Sunday it'll be a whole new show.
You may have us back.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to.
We'll come on that
because
one.
We had a meeting.
We'll come on that one too.
We had a meeting, and not only are we going to address the issues on that show, but we also want to address lifestyle issues. And so one of the first shows that's happening next month, which I'll probably be reaching out.
And we'll probably be here.
It's about food and fitness, and so. Yeah, having this conversation, I was like, I can have them back next month to come on. So, y'all do it? Y'all down?
Yeah, we're down.
Yeah.
All right, y'all heard it. All right, so thank y'all for coming on. Matt, Ken, Alicia, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.